Let's turn this day around. Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is NK and today we are getting out of the apartment. We're actually going to also leave Manhattan for a hot sec, and I need to spend the afternoon doing something else other than work. The last 3.5 hours were some of the most stressful hours of my life. Tears were shed, lots of calls needed to be made, but all I can do right now is focus on moving forward and focus on positivity. It's sometimes really hard to pivot when you are frustrated. So hard. I am still working on it. After everything that happened, I just told myself I need to rectify this day by taking back autonomy and taking back time for myself. I already spent time working. I shut my laptop down. We are not doing any more work for the rest of the day. I dressed up. I got ready because I want to go to a new bookstore that I've never been to, and also this is a new bookstore in Brooklyn. So we are heading over to Brooklyn and I'm looking forward to going there and browsing, but also reading. Of course, we're going to be reading. Do you guys want to see my outfit? I've been truly loving diving into fall outfits. Here's the outfit. Those are kind of the vibes today. I'm someone who won't ever come on here and act like I'm happy-go-lucky, like something happened this morning and I'm okay in theory. Everything's going to be fine, truly, but YouTube just feels like a video diary. It is my video diary that I'm choosing to share with you guys, and being able to actively pick myself up from a not so happy place is really empowering, and it's really good and it's really healthy. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm just going to keep it real. This vlog goes out to anybody who is stressed out right now, anyone who is battling or worried about anything, work, relationships, health, life, boys, whatever it is. If you are stressed out right now, I really hope this video helps to ease your troubles, calm you down, maybe just give you a little bit of an escape, because right now I'm going to go to my escape, which is diving into another world with books, but also just going somewhere new. That's how my brain literally flips from a negative mind space, and I almost forget that I'm dealing with something. So I just want to say that. I hope you enjoy. Let's go. Hello from Brooklyn. It actually feels like true fall in this area. The leaves are finally starting to look the fall color we love. Also lots of leaves on the ground. I love a nice brownstone moment. There's so many. I believe I'm in Bed-Stuy. I think. No, I'm in Crown Heights. Oh my God. So gorge. lettuce, wine, and books. I apologize if you can hear any other sounds. It is a beautiful bookstore. It is primarily POC and Black authors, which I absolutely love. Very, very new. It opened, I believe, a month ago. Hot chocolate, which is pretty good. We are gonna sit here and read for a bit. I'm literally on page 200. My goal is to read at least 50 pages before I leave here. Maybe read 100, even though I feel like reading 100 pages is going to take me a long time. Also, that's another thing I wanted to mention. I think I'm a pretty realistic reader. I know so many people can read really fast. I'm not one of them. One day, I want to do a vlog where I start and finish a book, but I understand that's going to take a few days. Like, I might have to break that up into a few days, but that's something I've been thinking about. I want to be able to feature more books and read more, but I think that just comes with like practicing. And when I say practicing, just reading more will help me get faster with reading. Let's just get to reading. I love how the author has slowly built up the relationship between a certain wing leader and Violet. I really don't want to give it away for anybody who wants to read this book at some point, so I'm not going to disclose names or anything, but I love that we have the friends to lovers trope, kind of, but we also have the enemies to lovers trope. Having both of those tropes in one book is very different than anything I've read. As the reader, I grapple with which connection for Violet is stronger, and I love that she finds her own decision through just going along the training for becoming a writer. I'm also very fascinated about the dragons in this book. I, again, have never read anything fantasy, so I didn't really know what I was going to expect, but learning about how the dragons bond with the writers, learning how certain dragons can read the minds of their chosen writer, as well as how everybody gets a superpower, essentially. I think that's very cool. It's very mystical. It's very fantasy. That's the literal genre, and it's something that is making my brain work in a different way. I feel like I'm thinking more about how the storyline is put together. It's truly anyone's game, and I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. I feel like that's the point. Not really knowing how it's going to end is the appeal. I'm really proud of Violet. I see so much of myself in her. She has proved a lot of people wrong, and I'm Team Violet. I'm rooting for her. I was rooting for her from the very beginning, but she's really grown in her strength, physically, mentally. She's a really good main character, and I'm glad that the book is surrounded on her story. Maybe another half an hour, but then I'm gonna head back to the city. Another thing I always love to learn about when I read any book is why the title is what it is. So obviously, you guys know this is titled Fourth Wing. So there's 4 wings in each quadrant, at least in the writer quadrant, but 100 pages back, we figured out why it's called Fourth Wing, and I already have a few more theories on what's going to happen, so let's keep on reading. Concept of that bookstore is great. Also, first off, it is beautiful. It is a beautiful bookstore. I love all the interior design. That's my favorite part of it. I found this place through Instagram and TikTok. And because the name says bookstore and wine, you would think that the wine part was already available. The fact that it wasn't was a letdown. And that's just being an honest patron. I did want to have a glass of wine while I read there. But if I'm ever in this area again, I would like to see it in a more finished capacity. There was one book that I was really interested in. I showed it earlier, but I already have 3 books plus another book that I wanted to mention as well. I joined a book club. So that's a new development for the vlog. I did join a book club. Our book club book is called One of Us is Lying. I did go pick that up at the library yesterday. Now it is time to go back to the city, and I'm looking forward to going to a place that I've been to a handful of times. So I already know what I'm getting myself into. I think that's the thing. Like, I love knowing what I'm about. Oh, the train is in 1 minute. Shit. McNally Jackson. They have a few locations in the city. I love it. I love it so much. Also, specifically, we're in the stationery section, and one thing about me, I love stationery. I love it. They have my favorite brand here, Papier. This is where I get all of my journals. What are they called? Planners. This is where I get my yearly planners. On the second floor of McNally Jackson. This floor has a ton of different things. The majority of the books are on this floor. I kind of walked you guys through this entire floor. Gorgeous. Right now I'm actually standing in the American Studies section, as well as the LGBTQ, Indigenous Race Studies section. There's also history, mythology, a ton of stuff. This is my favorite McNally Jackson out of all of them in the city. Granted, I've only been to 3, but this is my favorite. I came here for the first time at the beginning of 2024, and I fell in love. I think what sets it apart is that along with the bookstore, there is a cafe downstairs where I will be sitting and reading, even though I'm like, you see this beautiful chair right here? Kind of want to come up here and read. I don't know if I'm allowed to take beverages up here though. I think you have to keep them in the cafe. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna go ask. And if I can bring it up here, I'm gonna sit over here. And if I can't, we're gonna sit downstairs in the cafe. As I always say, being surrounded by books is so healing. I also, just a little check-in, feel a lot less stressed than I was this morning. This morning sucked, but I think we've effectively turned it around by just disassociating from the negativity and immersing myself in books, reading, but also just getting out of the apartment, walking around, going to Brooklyn. Now I'm in Seaport. I love it. Looking at the Tin Building right now, across the street, and the water. We've had a good afternoon, evening. What time is it? I found my section. One second. I found my section. At least my section for right now, this season. It's literally mystery, crime fiction, true crime, romance. I love that they put them all over here all together. We see The Housemaid. Again, hopefully I get to read that maybe next week. Crossing fingers. I heard really good things about this author. Still really want to read this series. I mentioned this in my birthday vlog, Lights Out. It's by the same author, Beach Read, which I have not read this one by Emily Henry, but apparently this one is rated her best book. We gotta read that. Definitely summer. I'm seeing Allie Hazelwood, Emily Henry once again. I've heard Anna Huang. I see Kennedy Ryan over there. Abby Jimenez, I've read a book of hers. I did like her writing style. Those are the ones that are sticking out to me. Oh, okay. Here are the continuation books for Fourth Wing, Iron Flame and Onyx Storm. People are saying that the other books are a letdown, which makes me kind of sad because I am really enjoying Fourth Wing so far. That's my little roundup. I feel like those are my favorite authors right now and the authors I'm hearing a lot about. Welcome to my book room. No, I wish. This would be so cool if I had a legit book room like this, right? I told you guys I was gonna come back to this seat because it's so comfy and vintage and inviting. I spent almost an hour downstairs reading in the little cafe area, and now I'm back upstairs. I want to read a little bit more, but then also something very important, my coloring book. I brought my coloring book. This is one of the best ways I de-stress, is just coloring. I've talked about this in previous, I almost said podcast episodes, but I have talked about it on my podcast, but I've taken you guys through coloring in previous videos, and I'm so excited because I have a fall inspired coloring book that I'm definitely going to get into today. We're going to pick what page we actually dive into, but I'm very much looking forward to coloring. I have my markers, of course. The setup, amazing. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting excited. I'm on page 250 of Fourth Wing. We are exactly halfway through the book. There's so much that's happened in the book. Character that I really enjoy in the book so far, Xaden, surprisingly. If you've read the book, you already know, but his character, he has a lot of levels to him, but you would only know that if you continue reading the book. I'm really liking the revelation between Violet and her best friend, Dane. A very good coming of age story of learning who your friends are and also learning who actually believes in you. I'm loving the dragon banter. Who knew that I would like dragon banter? Also, I highly recommend listening to the audiobook while reading or just listening to the audiobook. Again, this is my favorite way to read. I love having the physical book, listening to the audiobook simultaneously, specifically the audiobook when they read the fighting scenes and the more intense scenes. You are locked in. I'm just like, what's gonna happen? I'm so excited. I'm like anticipating. Also, I grabbed a glass of wine downstairs. There's just days where you're like, I want a glass of wine, just one singular glass, like that's all I want. So here we are, sipping a glass of wine. This bookstore is so cozy. It's so cozy and it's my favorite, and cheers. Looking forward to seeing how exactly this story is going to wrap up. I have no idea if this book is going to take them through to graduation. We don't know that yet. We're just in the middle of the book, but I'm starting to think, I know that there are multiple books in the series, so I know that there's more to this series outside of this book. I feel like I'm gonna have some of the same feelings of after I finished Beartown. They're in completely different genres. However, Beartown was the first book of the series, and I had so many questions and I wanted to learn more. Because this is the first book of the series, I feel like we're gonna have that similar feeling of wanting to know more. But it's very, very, very well written. It's very engaging. Going back to me as a realistic reader, and when I say that, I am not a fast reader. I've never have been, and I think your reading speed increases the more you read. I think I'm still in my introductory stages. I think after this year, I can then say that I'm a more seasoned reader, but this is like year one of really reading consistently. So this book is going to take me at least 3 more separate days to finish reading. 7 o'clock. I think I want to try to read for another hour and see how far I get. We're back from our day out. So much happened. So much good happened. I was able to effectively re-engineer my brain, stop sulking in the negative for at least half of the day. That is a win in my book. I really enjoyed my time at McNally Jackson. I freaking love that bookstore. I got to page 261 of Fourth Wing before I pivoted over to my coloring book. And as you guys saw, I colored 1 page, but surprisingly, this took me actually almost 30 minutes. I'm very meticulous when I color. I like to take my time and pick fun, quirky colors, and we achieved that. I listened to such a lovely playlist that Spotify made. I'll link it down below. I loved it. It really set the mood. It set the tone for coloring in the corner of the bookstore. And I never even got to address this. I haven't even whipped it out of my bag. I joined a book club. Your girl is really progressing in her reading journey. In my eyes, joining a book club means she's serious. She's a reader. Have to finish this book by November 2nd. So I still have 3 weeks to start and finish this book. It is, how long is it? It's actually pretty lengthy. It's 370 pages. So I'm going to actually start this book tonight just so that I can see what it's about. It is a thriller, which is perfectly in line with the fall season. The girl who started the group chat, she put in a poll of, I think, 4 different books. So we all voted on the book that we wanted to read. And this was the one that got the most votes, titled One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I have heard of this book. Looking forward to seeing how it is. It is a YA fiction. YA is young adult. If you don't know, let me just read the back. Pay close attention. You might solve this. Also, I grabbed this from the library yesterday. One Monday afternoon, 5 students at Bayview High walk into detention. Bronwyn, the brain, is deal-bound and never breaks a rule. Addie, the beauty, is the picture-perfect homecoming princess. Nate, the criminal, is already on probation for dealing. Cooper, the athlete, is the all-star former baseball pitcher, and Simon the Outcast is the creator of Bayview High's notorious gossip app. Only Simon never makes it out of that classroom. Before the end of detention, Simon is dead. And according to investigators, his death isn't an accident. On Monday, he died. But on Tuesday, he planned to post juicy details about all 4 of his high-profile classmates, which makes all 4 of them suspects in his murder. Or are they just the perfect patsies for a killer who's still on the loose? Everyone has secrets, right? What really matters is how far you will go to protect them. It's about high school students and a murder. So obviously in the thriller genre. So I'm gonna dive into that tonight, but I also want to watch a movie. I realize I haven't had a full-on day to binge movies. I might have one coming up, but what I have been doing is picking a few nights to at least watch one movie. As you guys saw, I watched You Got Mail a few weeks ago. That was my first time watching that movie. I know, I'm so behind on the quintessential classics, so we're getting to them. It was such a cute movie, very fall. It's literally set in fall in New York. 2 days ago, I watched Drop. It's a psychological thriller. I'm gonna say that's definitely part of the like spooky thriller vibes of fall. It was a great movie. I really want to watch Halloween Town. I really, really want to watch Halloween Town. I have to rent it because it's not on any streaming service. It's so old. But then, LOL, I would be calling myself old. Came out in 1998. I was 4 years old. Crazy. I think it's $4 to rent on Amazon. I think I'm gonna rent it and watch it tonight. I think that'd be so much fun. I've not watched Halloween Town. Sat down, watched it since I was a kid. That's not even an exaggeration. Like, I have not done this as an adult. This is very wholesome. This is a very wholesome activity. I'm gonna be coloring while I watch it and staying off my phone all the way over there. I have some little snackies. Well, I literally ate them all. I only have one.
Obsessed with Halloween. I mean, it's just like Mom says. Cool. It gives little kids dumb ideas about there being magic. Like, that helps them prepare for life. Personally, give me a good nature documentary any day. Halloween is cool, nature boy. I mean, it's exciting, strange, and ancient.
that's pretty much it, y'all. I don't really have more thoughts from Fourth Wing than I already shared. I think it's a great book and I understand the hype. I definitely understand the hype. I'm just looking forward to seeing what's next. Truly, like, what's the next big thing that happens in the book. Whenever I pick up the book, I really want to just know what's next. It's keeping me very engaged, which is already gearing up for a very good rating once I'm done. I'm feeling a lot better. I really hope that this video helped at least one person feel less stressed out. Life can really throw us some lemons. It can really throw us for loops that we did not plan for, but it's about how we navigate them. And I try my very best to make light of negative situations and course correct. It's all about course correcting because that shows us who we are and what we can handle at the end of the day. With that, thank you guys so much for watching another vlog of mine. Make sure to subscribe if you are new here, as well as thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, as I hope you did. And I will see you guys in my next one.